In the world of today, technology, information go hand in hand. Privacy, above all, is important. But what if I told you that government could read your emails, see who you call, or even save your Snapchats? Many of us don't understand how unregulated the government is with this power. But let's jump back to 1979. The Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act establishes a secret court that could issue warrants for electronic surveillance for foreign powers. Since its creation, though, out of the 34,000 applications, only 12 have been rejected. So what does this court actually do? The short answer, not much. Ever since the Fifth Amendment of 2008 passed, the NSA can bypass any courts with the creation of PRISM, a surveillance program that partnered the NSA with information companies such as Google, Yahoo, and Microsoft, allowing them to access their database. With the signing of the Patriot Act, much of the freedoms guaranteed in the Constitution can be taken away, specifically the Fourth. Section 215 of the Patriot Act allows the collection of metadata, meaning the government can and has the power to see where and who you call. And with programs such as Mystic. Under programs such as Mystic, which allows the NSA to record phone conversations to certain countries such as that of Iraq or even the Bahamas. Surveillance in the name of security is what the NSA and the Patriot Act work for. It crosses line on domestic surveillance where rights can be taken away. Jeremy Bentham, an English philosopher, devised a prison system called Panopticon. It had its cells arranged in a circle, in the middle, a single watchtower guard. The prisoners did not know they could be watched at any second by the guard. Sound familiar?
Today I'm with our confidential informant to ask us his opinions on mass surveillance in the United States. So, how do you feel about mass surveillance, the state of mass surveillance in the United States?
I see the reasoning why certain government agencies want to impose mass surveillance for homeland security or whatever you want to call it, but the implementation of it has been definitely, how would you say this, not effective.
It's not effective enough.
It's not effective enough.
How so?
Well, recently, FBI has had a lot of scrutiny because out of all the mass surveillance that have been collected, they have not used any of it to crack any major cases. Not a single one.
Well,
Made minor cases, but not any. For the amount they've used, the amount of resources and money they use, it seems not to be an effective program.
you would have to admit though that to release information on every program would be, like every solved case would make the agency ineffective.
Well, you don't have to release the information, just release, how many cases has it been a useful factor in solving the case.
This mass surveillance has been a useful factor, like the information gathered from mass
Yes,
surveillance was used.
From what they have told us that it hasn't been. From what the agency has released, well, how do you pour, millions of dollars in somewhere and just expect us to think it's working. Be like, oh yeah, it's working, buddy. You can't just say that. Yeah, I know they can't release this. That would jeopardize probably a lot of people's lives, but you can't just pour money in a hole and expect us to be like, okay, it's going somewhere.
So just to clarify, you would prefer if these agencies such as the NSA and the FBI were more open with how they operate?
Most definitely. Are you on or what?
How do you feel personally about being watched constantly, having your phone calls and your emails being?
It is unnerving to know that they can. I know most of the time they aren't looking unless you're using certain code phrases, since there's so much information floating around. They obviously can't monitor everything. What I find to be the problem with these programs is the amount of lying these agencies do, of how they operate and what they actually are looking at. As we spoke earlier about before the interview, the NSA got in a huge amount of trouble from the EU because they were spying on these Europeans. They were spying on millions of Europeans, and no one investigates these agencies about what, if they're staying within their jurisdiction. If they're spying on over 10 million people in France, we should know. And they should know.
How do you feel personally about the
Actually do. Perfect.
Perfect.
Privacy more than ever. Okay, my mustache fell.
Nice. That could be one blooper there.
Programs such as Mystic. This is great. Okay. Have the power to view prisoners in a circle. I've explained it wrong already. Prisoners in a circle. On June 1st, the Patriot Act will go through the Senate for its renewal. Transparency in the NSA is not okay. We're doing this. We're gonna cut like literally the first 20 seconds.